Okay, anyway. Oh man, I have a lot of stories I have to read for each girl's new dress I have gotten. Well, let's do that later. Right now I'm gonna read some new mod stories, specifically AK-15 and AN-94. And I'm gonna read a couple other ones that I haven't, because reading, I mean, who reads, you know? That's for nerds, and I am a nerd, so let's read EN-94 first. All right, mod 1. Welcome to the cafe. AK-47? This is Corsac Fox. But let's try to make a Russian. This is Corsac Fox. No, that's not. This is Corsac. This is Corsac Fox. Nothing to report in Sound Bay. No, that's a horrible. This is Bullseye. Why is she Bullseye? Oh my god, that's. Man, poor SKS. She's Bullseye. Ouch. That's not like a bad fate surname. Nothing to report. This target is not in Zone C. This? Sorry for the delay. No sign of a target in Zone A either. Are you sure the target is in the factory? All the other locations have been cleared. She's got to be here. That's no mistake. Oh my god, I cannot stop making the Russian voice now. Grasping her weapon, AK-47 handles close to the stacks of containers and slowly walks ahead as she explodes. Do we really have to be so careful? Isn't there only one of them? Shh, don't be ridiculous, Bullseye. Apart from the sound of dripping water, all is silent. AK-47 is on high alert as she scans every nook and cranny conscientiously. This? Just then, SKA Post's voices comes through her earpiece. An ominous feeling spreads through AK-47. She can almost hear her non-existent heart pumping in her chest. We lost contact with this! I'm going to find her. Something fell off. Crap, this is a trap! Bullseye, get out of there at once! All of a sudden, a series of gunshots erupts through the comms like line. AK-47 immediately tears out the earpiece. Freaking hell! She can't afford to sneak around anymore. The enemy is operating alone. She has to reach the target while SKS and OTS-12 are slowing her down. However, AK-47 has barely run several meters when she suddenly hears a loud noise. Then both the gunshot and the commotion scenes. Bullseye? This? Naturally, no answer comes to the comms. AK-47 racks the bolt on her round. Don't panic. There's still a chance. There's still... A somber-looking middle-aged man strides down the corridor in a hurry. When he arrives at the entrance of the workshop, he looks up at the camera on the door. Security clearance check, Tire A, serial number 00541. Sasha Jarvis, Vice Chief of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, member of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, PIC and liaison of the Wolfpack. Welcome, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you, Nadia. You're welcome. As the door opens, a strong odor of tobacco mixed with the smell of machine oil and dust was off, making Jarvis frown. Through the thick cigarette smoke, a person dressed in a white lab coat can be seen standing in the center of the room. She appears to be the source of all this smoke. Even sailors from the last century would have smoked tobacco of such poor quality. She has to resort to such crude material as used to clear her own head. Dr. Samantha, shut up. After cutting Jarvis off irritably, the woman with dark circles around her eyes opens her eyes with obvious displeasure. She plucks the cigarette away from her lips and blows out another whiff of dust-filled smoke. You step on my chessboard, and you interrupt my train of thought. Chessboard? Jarvis looks down at his feet. He finds nothing other than a pile of nuts and of varying sizes and a half-darkly placed span. Where? Here. The woman points at her own temple impatiently. She glares at Jarvis and places the half-smoked cigarette between her lips again. Take 3 steps forward. Jarvis blinks, then with a helpless chuckle, he obliges and takes 3 steps forward. 2 steps to the right. Well, checkmate. After putting out her cigarette, the woman dusts her hands off and sits down on her chair. What do you want? Comrade Zelinsky wishes to congratulate you, Dr. Samantha Shaw. The latest test has been yet another great success. Of course it was. It's not worth making a fuss over. Also, just call me Shaw. All those unnecessary syllables just make my head hurt. Not impressed by the good news brought by Jarvis, the woman swivels in her chair and taps away on her keyboard. It took her such a long time to handle those garbage ex-civilian dolls on IOP. She still has a way to go. The results are already quite extraordinary at this stage. Spare me the nonsense. I hate it when people beat around the bush. Rubbing her temple, the doctor rises from her chair. At her full height, she is as tall as Jarvis, though right now she looks a little haggard. Reporting for duty? Oh, bueno. Oh, if it isn't the star herself. An exquisite doll enters the room through the door. She looks rather haughty, though she dials down in shots on Jarvis' presence. Good afternoon, Mr. Jarvis. Good afternoon, Dr. Shaw. Just skips the pleasantries. You did well in your training. I gathered some pretty useful data. You flatter me. It was just a routine session. Are my opponents in the previous match the best titles IOP has to offer? No. Well, they might not be the best, but they certainly have a lot of combat experience. Their leader, AK-47 in particular, has worked with our forces in the past, and her performance was very commendable. But even so, she was no match for me. I will hardly call someone of that caliber an elite. Ha ha ha. Your tongue is still as sharp as ever. Still, it's good that things are going well. I'll be taking my leave then, Dr. Shaw. One moment, please, Mr. Jarvis. Jarvis is about to leave when AM-494 called up to him. A little confused, he turns around to face her, then looks over to Shaw. What is it? Clearly, AM-94 behavior has also taken Shaw by surprise. She eyes it all silently and quirks an eyebrow. May I ask when I will go on active duty? Well, Jarvis seems shocked by AM-94's question. Instead of giving an answer, he looks towards Shaw. That's for us to decide. Robots shouldn't ask too many questions. But sorry, it's been a long time since I was created. You don't qualify yet. I outperform those Griffin dolls in every way. Even they can go on missions with stage sec, while I'm only alone on the training ground. I want to know why. Why? Because I say so. Now get out and stop badgering me. I understand. I will continue my training until you deem me ready. EN-94 falls silent, face unreadable. She peers at Shaw, who looks adamant. She bows slightly and leaves the room. Oh. Huh. You sound pretty miffed, 94. Nadia? No, I'm not miffed. I'm just a bit defeated. I thought I did an excellent job, but Dr. Shah expects an awful lot from me. I have served Dr. Shah for a long time, and she has always held everything to a very high standard. Especially since you are the very first doll she's created. She has extraordinary high hopes for you in many regards. Oh, so N94 was the first doll she made. That's interesting. I know. I am Unit 1, so I must have something to show for it. At the very least, she must show some improvement before her next successful is rolled out. Nadia, could you pull up the report from my last training exercise? The report is as follows. Wolfpack Project, Experiment Log 10032, Location Field Number 3. Opponents, Griffin Squad form of 3 D-Dolls and 15 Stage 6 Special Forces. Results, all targets subdued in 19 minutes and 24 seconds. What could I have done better? Apologize, I am an AI for scientific research. I am incapable of detailed tactical analysis. But I do believe this was a very outstanding result for you. And why? Why can't I go on any actual missions? The Griffin dolls that lost to me today are all so much weaker than me, yet they have already accumulated a great deal of field experience. So why am I not given the same opportunity? I'm deeply sorry. I don't have the answer to that question. Never mind. There's no point in being angry with you. Dr. Shah must have a reason for this decision. I am a member of the Wolfpack. Of course, I shouldn't compare myself with ordinary Griffin dolls. I'm glad to see you cheer up. I will keep training, no matter how many times it takes, no matter how many enemies I must defeat. I will not back down so easily until I earn Dr. Shaw's recognition. Don't worry, Nadia. After a brief pause at the door, EN-94 shakes off her restlessness and puts on a brave smile. Then she turns around and heads off to the training ground. That's interesting. Oops. It's like she was the first of the wolf pack, but Dr. Shaw is very protective of her, maybe? Let's continue. Obviously, this is way before they met Ange, so. The Stage 6 training ground, Neo Solitude. The gunshot ceases, and AN-94 lowers her weapon. Accuracy 94.62%. Congratulations, AN-94, you have shown even more. Her test result has improved yet again since last time. She once thought adult performance was decided from the moment they rolled out, but now she can see the difference the training has made. So this is what Dr. Shah wanted me to figure out. Now I understand completely. Nadia's statistic has lifted AN-94 spirits. She stretches her arms and puts down her weapon. Oh, it is in AN-94, so you're here today as well. You still train very diligently even though you're an elite doll. The efficacy of training isn't measured by the day. I'm plenty strong, but that's only in comparison with you. I'm still a long way off from measuring up to Dr. Shaw's standard. Oof, that stinks. Yeah. We also train very hard, but we're often busy with missions. Also, when MOD3 of AK-47, and also a rerun of her special equipment and her skin. That'd be cool. Unlike you, we can hang around on the training ground all day. E94 doesn't know what to say to that. She picks up her gun again and loots another magazine. AK-47 obviously doesn't mean to be hurtful either. She doesn't know why E94 she has been deployed. Our specifications are different from yours. We won't be deploying unless it is absolutely necessary. Besides, our crew is a perfectionist who won't let us go on missions until she is completely satisfied with our performance. Really? But your little sister did a pretty good job. Shot missed. What did you say? What's wrong? AK-47 doesn't show what she said to have provoked such a strong reaction from EN-94. She backs away a little uncomfortable. What did you say? What did you say? What little sister? You don't know about AK-15? AK-47 stares EN-94 in shock. I do, of course. I know about her. You're referring to Unit 2 of the wall. Oh! White Mastiff, who is to be imprinted with assault rifle AK-15, right? Not that you mentioned it. It is about time she got rolled out. I've been at the training ground all this time. I clearly forgotten about that. Yeah, I think she was completed the day before yesterday. Your sisters, but you didn't know? You didn't even know? Man, that's cool. We are tactical dolls. We hold no such sisterly ties, so please don't refer to us as such. Not to mention, I haven't been notified of her competition, but that's not the point. I want to know what you mean by what you just said. What did I say? You say AK-15 did a pretty good job. What do you mean by that? You haven't heard about that either? We just came back from a mission with her. She's an absolute beast like you. She took on all those terrorists single-handedly. Oh. She was practically a tank on legs. How could this be? The day before yesterday, AK-15 was only ruled out 2 days ago. So you had her first performance evaluation, right? How come she was sent on a counter-terrorist mission on the very next day? Then what's the point of me, Nadia? Yes, how may I be of assistance? Did you know about this? You're inquiring about mission file number da 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 da. I cannot divulge any information outside of the laboratory as it pertains to confidential matters under the Wolfpack project. So these missions really did take place. Why? Oh wow. What? Hey, calm down. What are you shouting out of the sudden? Get out of my way, AK-47. Holy shit. Oh, what's your problem? Man, that's weird because this EN-94 is like so aggressive. And in the story she's just so meek. Nadia, why didn't you tell me? EN-94 questions the accompanying AI angrily as she dashes down the corridor. You never asked me about the daily schedule. I don't know which item you are referring to. Don't play dumb. I know we was talking about AK-15. EN-94 abruptly comes to a stop. The corridor is completely deserted. Other than the AI that's embedded in the computer system of the entire facility, nothing else can be heard. I always thought Dr. Shah had her own considerations. As the very first unit of the project, I must set a good example. And I trust Dr. Shah's decision and judgment. That's why I spent the last few months on the training ground telling myself that I wasn't ready, that I still didn't meet her standards. But Unit 2 took part in a counter-terrorist mission the day after she came out of the factory. How am I supposed to accept that? I haven't even met AK-15. I have no answer to this question. Then I'll have to ask Dr. Shah herself. I do not recommend this course of action. EN94, you may not receive a satisfactory answer. EN94 ignores neither warning and continues on her way. Dr. Shah! Oh, AK-15. Being overcome with emotion, EN94 uncharacteristically throws open the door to Shah's office without even a greeting. She marches into the office with the intention to confront Shah, but the moment she comes through the door, everything she wants to say is lodged in the back of her throat. She stands transfixed as she meets the gaze of a stranger. The prototype. Oh! Ooh! The prototype. Studying AN-94, the towering doll mutters in recognition. All hostility instantly vanishes as she retracts the predator's gaze. But AN-94 remains rooted to the spot. She gags motionless at the statuesque doll standing in the center of the office. AN-94, I presume. Just then, an unfamiliar voice jokes AN-94 out of her shock. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Angelia, the future commander of the Wolfpack, and that's the way we speak. Shut up. Shao sits down on the sofa and puts out her cigarette impatiently. It's plain to see that she doesn't want AN-94 pink right now. I'm introducing myself to my future subordinate. You are the one who should shut up. You might be their creator, but I'll be the one in charge of them. Don't get the wrong idea here. Oof. It's AK-15 and AK-12 that I'm handing over to you, not her. She's just a prototype. What does that mean? EN-94 looks at Shaw. She... AK-15, right? She also said the same thing just now. Am I not Unit 1 of the Wolfpack project? What do you mean by prototype? Shaw? It's her misunderstanding. I have no obligation to explain myself to a doll. Misunderstanding? A bit of doubt and dread burgeons in AN-94 and starts growing rapidly. I am Unit 1, AN-94. Ooh. Oh, that hurts. You are the prototype. If you're to be given a number, it will be 0. AK-15 answered AN-94 question quietly. What's the meaning of this? AN-94 clenched her fist, trying to suppress her anger. AK-15 brows furrows in confusion at the question. Which part of my answer do you not understand? AK-15 means no offense with her quell. Her face is completely calm and devoid of emotion. Her crimson eyes are cold, just like the way she views the world. I think you do need to explain it properly. To whom? Shaw ruffled her own hair in exasperation. What's the point in telling her? No matter what your plans are for her, she has a right to know the truth. So even those are rights now. Oh man, she's a bitch. What the fuck? What a bitch. I'm also that's pretty nice of Angie. Angie's like the commander. She's very emotional towards those. Like she doesn't see them as tools. She sees them as persons. But this Shaw, man, what a bitch. Like completely opposite to Persica. The two women start arguing back and forth right in front of AN-94. Already anxious to begin with, AN-94 can no longer remain silent. I came to ask you something, Dr. Shaw. It is more important than the prototype matter. I want to know why AK-15 is deployed on missions while I'm not. I don't have time for your nonsense. You're full of nonsense yourself. You solve the problem if you don't want to waste time. As if stung by Ames' word, Shaw clicks her tongue in annoyance and produces another cigarette from her pocket. Yeah, you tell her. Because you're a prototype, AN-94. So what exactly does that mean? It means I never intended for you to go on missions. You're just a unit for collecting data in experiment, not for actual combat. Do you understand now? AN-94 stares at Shaw in disbelief. I'm an experimental subject, a tool for you to gather data. Scientific research is a process of trial and error. So am I an error? AN-94 screams furiously. Stunned by her outburst, AK-15 does an almost imperceptible double take. She gazes at AN-94. Calm down, AN-94. And you, Shaw, can you say something nice for once? I never thought I ever get a lecture on speaking kindly from you of all people. I'm sorry. Realizing that her actions was a bit overboard, AN-94 reins in her anger and apologized to Shaw glumly. But I cannot accept your decision. You're not getting this right. My decisions aren't for you to second guess. I'm giving you the answer you want. Now get out and stand by. Don't let me say that again. Understood. AN-94 looks like she still has more to say, but under Shaw's stern gaze, she gives up in the end. She takes a deep, shuddering breath, and after one final glance at AK-15, she leaves the office. Watching the AN-94 receding figure, Ames drummed her fingers lightly on the table. She has a feeling that this isn't over yet. I mean, sure as hell no, because, I mean, what the fuck, man? Holy shit. So, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue because the story is getting interesting, man. Holy shit. MOD3. In a corridor in StateSec HQ, Neo-Soviet Union. AK-15 dual footsteps echo through the empty corridor. She has just completed her training for the day and is on her way back to the dormitories. Just then, she comes to a stop. Is something the matter, AN-94? She turns her head and looks behind her. A doll much shorter than her but no less striking strides out from the shadow. You've been following me since I left Dr. Shaw's office. Is there anything you'd like to say? Just say it. Let's have a duel, AK-15. Pardon? I want a duel with you. I don't understand. What is the point of that? Dr. Shaw never lets anyone question her decisions, unless they can prove that she's mistaken. Whether I'm Unit 1 or Unit 0, I don't care. But I must prove that I'm better than you, AK-15. I'm not some experimental unit left to root in the factory. I am the forerunner of the wolf pack. I still don't understand. If that's the case, your action is even more pointless, AN-94. AK-15 turns around and faces AN-94. My performance is superior to yours in every way. You cannot win against me. How will we know without trying? I really hate the way you look at everything so indifferently. Can you even be bothered to look me in the eyes? AK-15 is silent for a while. All right. As you wish. Prototype. Much obliged. Ouch. Oh no. AN-94 eyes snap open as she awakens abruptly. She jumps right out of the repair tank. Shaw is sitting on a chair with her back to her, breaking open a cigarette and scattering the tobacco on the table. Run a self-diagnostic to see if anything wrong with your nerve cloud, little nutter. Dr. Shaw? Why are you calling me that? Wait, where's AK-15? Shaw swivels around on her chair and stares at AN-94 in silence. She's looking at her with a strange expression. She seems angry, but there's something more. What just happened? As AN-94 recalls, she was on the training ground with AK-15. How dare you do that behind my back? Anna was right. I made you too human. She remembers now. Effortlessly, like a grown-up teasing a child, like a mastiff hunting a hare. She was defeated, unequivocally as expected. AK-15 is superior in every way, be it performance, tactics, or skills. She simply cannot hold a candle to this insurmountable mountain of a doll. To AN-94, this is an unprecedented experience. She has always won. She has always been victorious. This is the first time she has experienced crushing defeat. She cannot accept it. I'll never, ever. The last thing she remembers doing was lunging at AK-15 like a lunatic. It wasn't even a duel at that point. All she wanted was to beat AK-15, because if she didn't do that, she will never recover from the defeat. However, Nadia, deactivate her. Yes, madam. She remembers it all. She suffered a one-side beatdown against AK-15, but she refused to give up. In the end, AK-15 disabled her completely. She was taken to the repair shop. Wild fluctuation detected in AN-94 nerve cloud. It is inadvisable to assign her any tasks for the time being. More lenient management is recommended. Right. Charles tosses her cigarette butt into the garbage can and picks up the postcard lying on her desk. Told you so. Get off it. You're the last person who can say that. It is so difficult to admit that you made a mistake. What mistake? My only mistake was making her human. Ange walks around Shaw's desk and sits down across her quietly. She studies the chessboard lying on the surface. Shaw's eyes the notation written on the postcard more modestly and moves a white piece. She is a doll. as well as a weapon, which makes her quite simply a weapon. Those are not just weapons. She's far more human than you think. Tell me, Nadia, are you human? I do not comprehend your question, Dr. Shaw. According to official information, humans, also known as Homo sapiens, are the only surviving species within the genus of Homo. A human is, first and foremost, a member of the kingdom of animalia. Since I am an artificial intelligence, I cannot be classified as a human. You heard her. You know that's not what I meant. I am watching the chessboard. Now fiddling with a black piece, Sharp wonders how to counter a white previous move. She is playing against someone far, far away. He is the investor of the Wolfpack project, as well as a friend of Shaw. A Dole's network cloud has infinite potential. It is more than just programs and data that you wrote and compile. Whether you acknowledge that or not, the fact is you create AN94. And why are you destroying her by your own hand? Persica will never do that. Ooh, she brought up Persica. Ooh. Everyone has their own strength and weakness. There are also certain fields where Dr. Shah expertise far surpasses Dr. Persica. I'm talking to your master, Nadia. You are interrupting my thoughts. Shah. Anna. Shah squeezes the chess piece in her hands. Her voice grows steadily. I never taught you how to use a gun, have I? If I ever start behaving like a stubborn idiot like you, feel free to tell me. Stop making unsolicited comments about my work. Dolls and weapons are two totally different things. If you want to succeed, you must let go of your prejudice. Prejudice? Shah snickers as she moves the black queen. Nadia records her move quietly and prints the notation onto an empty postcard with a robotic arm. Will a doll made according to your philosophy be able to defeat AK-15? AK-15 is the most ideal and perfect T-doll. She doesn't question her orders, and she is practically as a one-man army. Right now, she is definitely the most powerful T-doll in the neo-Soviet Union. No doubt about it. If you truly believe that, why did you make 94 so much like a human? So much like... That's because you never intended for her to head onto the battles, isn't that right? That's terribly selfish of you. And you're hurting her with your selfishness. I don't know what you're talking about. In any case, I'm sure you don't actually hate 94 as much as you pretend to. I stake my life on it. Whatever you say, I don't have the energy to argue with you. Can we change the subject now? Angela looks at Shaw and lets out a long, exasperated sigh. She finds it unbelievable that there's someone in the world who's even more hard-headed than herself. I read your proposal on improving the assault artillery. You really are second to none when it comes to creating weapons. You're creating dolls right now, and there's a lot more to dolls than simple weapons. AK-15 is indeed very powerful, but she also comes with a fatal flaw. You just haven't noticed it yet. A flaw that you see, but I don't. Shah snorts. That wolf eye system is pretty useful, but it stifles AK-15's ability to learn and grow. She makes a brilliant soldier, but without flexible thinking, she won't be an effective leader. Would you let your gun order you around? You're letting Nadia help you with your research, aren't you? Can you create a doll that can both fight and lead? Trying to goad me into doing it? You think that work? Shaw narrows her eyes dangerously, as if she's about to do something to Ange. However, Ange only returns her gaze and crosses her legs the other way around. Yep. Huh. You're right. It always works. I'll make you eat your words. I'll make you eat your words. There's no need for another high-performance weapon anyway. AK-15 alone will do. I'll give AK-12 some additional features. Shah takes the postcard offered by Nadia's robotic arm and stamps her own seal on it. Persica is giving a lecture. I suggest you have a listen and broaden your mind. Screw off. Shah dismisses these ridiculous suggestions without hesitation. A few days later, Stage 6 Lab, Neo-Soviet Union. Dragging her battered body, EN-94 slowly sits down before a one-way mirror. She gazes at the half-assembled doll lying on the other side of the glass with hollow eyes. You challenge AK-15 to another duel. A light flickers in the empty room as a familiar voice offers her some company. Nadia? So you're still here. I'm in charge of security of Dr. Shaw's lab. Besides, I'm just an AI. I'm always on duty as long as the power supply is running. So I saw everything that had happened on the training ground. The first time you fought AK-15, both your body and Neurocloud experienced an unprecedented breakdown. You're putting yourself in excessive danger with your actions. I advise against further duels. Nadia, am I weak? You are without a doubt one of the strongest Cheetahs in existence. I don't believe I represent a long-awaited new generation of dolls in Statesec. I thought I was special, a powerful soldier destined to shoulder extraordinary responsibility. Well, you're indeed very special. But I'm weak. Maybe not objectively speaking, but no matter how many times I take on AK-15, the result is always the same. I'm pathetically weak, Nadia. Dr. Shaw is right. She doesn't need me for no reason other than because I'm weak. AK-15 is an exception among exceptions. Even Dr. Shaw herself may not be able to produce another doll that powerful. What about her? EN-94 points to the slumbering Tito on the other side of the glass. How do you explain her? Snow Wolf is only half complete. It's too early to tell what kind of doll she'll be at this stage. Stop lying to me, Nadia. I found out about what the Wolfpack project is all about. Right from the start, only 2 dolls were planned. White Mastiff and the direct combat specialist, Snow Wolf, the commander and strategist. They are the Wolfpack. They are destined to work together and blaze a trail into the future of our Statesec. As for me, I'm just a simple puppet. AN-94 puts her hands against the glass and stares at the doll in the workshop. Who exactly is she? What was the purpose of her creation? If AK-15 is a weapon, then she is just a useless gun. Griffin dolls may be weak, but they're still needed. They still have a place where they belong. But I was born in the lab, and I will never get to leave the lab. My creator has no use for me, and neither does anyone else. If I can't win against AK-15, Dr. Shah will never spare me even a glance. I thought I was important, but in truth, I'm useful to no one. Nadia, I have no value. 94. They are the dolls that Dr. Shah, Statesec, and the world need. Looking at snow wolves through the window, AN-94 lowers her head bitterly. I am quite simply superfluous. Even Nadia doesn't know what to say. Anne clenches her fist and curls up into a ball on the floor. Her shoulders shake slightly. I'm superfluous. AK-15 existence made me realize that. There's nothing special about me. I am not the least bit valuable. Neither Shaw nor States expected anything of me. Now, but nobody is counting on me. Nobody needs me. I don't have to do anything. Can I even say that I'm alive? The truth is too much for me to bear. If I'm not needed, if I have no value, then what is my purpose? Oh, poor Anne. Don't cry, girl, don't cry. You're perfect the way you are. Okay, let's continue. The last page. Why is my score even lower than last time? The moving targets create great variables, so fluctuations in your performance are only natural. It takes more than just a few days to see tangible improvement. There must be some trick to this. As if it be so simple. Your firing posture is too stiff. This is a common problem for civilian those with a newly installed fire control core. Relying too much on data hinders your ability to make full use of your body. AN-94! A voice suddenly interrupts the adult's conversation, making both of them jump. You don't have to be so loud, I can hear you just fine. No, sorry, she's just a bit surprised. You never talked to us before. I've been meaning to tell you since our last training session. When you were operating on your own, you were too engrossed in your surroundings. You wanted to keep an eye on every direction. Your attention ended up being stretched too thin, and your distraction was easy to exploit. If you don't want to get taken out like that again, you'll have to get rid of that habit. I see. What is it, AK-47? Nothing, it's just later unexpected. You're suddenly being so nice to her. What's going into you? It's just a small favor. Giving you such feedback won't bring you much closer to my level. Besides, it makes me feel better if I can be of some help. Feel better? It's nothing. It's just that I now understand how it feels to be defeated. Defeated? You? Really? SK's face is the very image of shock. There will always be someone better than you. Are you talking about AK-15? You've been training with her for a while. I see. Well, then it isn't so surprising. AK-15 and AK-12. From what I know, they're both insanely powerful. Are they really that big of a deal? Too powerful as they may be, they still botched a mission, didn't they? What? AN-94 does a double take at that. You haven't heard? They went on a mission together and ended up getting the target they were meant to protect. Now, let's stop right there. How about they and our sister have a private conversation? AK-12. Dawn abruptly interrupts the discussion. This doll with closed eyes and a smile who has just entered the training ground is none other than AK-12, the key member of the Wolf Pack. Award AN-94. Unlike AK-15, this doll who has just strolled casually to her isn't of extraordinary stature, nor does she seem particularly intimidating. But the moment AN-94 fixes her eyes on her, She can instinctively tell that there is something dangerous about her. Your results are much better than your record suggests, 94. I've been training regularly. Still, I am nowhere near as good as AK-15. A94 turns around and puts away her weapon. Then she starts tidying up the slightly messy desk behind her. Now that AK-47 and the others have left, EN-94 is alone on the training ground with AK-12, who still hasn't explained why she wanted to talk. EN-94 speculates about AK-12 intention as she organized the ammo stores, accumulates spent casings, low-quality cartridges, blanks. She sorted them all out and stacked up the ammo boxes tidily. You're a far cry from what's written in the record, EN-94. Your nether cloud has clearly undergone changes that Shah didn't see coming. That's no easy feat. Dr. Shah didn't see this coming because she doesn't care about me. I don't think these changes are anything remarkable anyway. I just feel like I should be doing a little more. Why is that? Because I have no purpose. If I don't do something, I can't justify my own existence. AK-12 burst into a spell of shrill laughter at EN-94's reply. Was that funny? Wasn't it? I thought you were breaking the ice with humor. Are you trying to pick a fight? No way. I just wanted to see if you're really the sort who take jibes lying down. After cleaning the weapon she has been practicing with and returning it to its original store place, EN-94 looks up and stares at the wall in front of her. She doesn't want to turn around and look at AK-12. This doll's very existence is a proclamation that EN-94 is trash. So, what business do you have with a useless doll like me? AK-15 and I separated. What? EN-94 turns around dubiously and stares at AK-12, who looks decisively flippant. That's no laughing matter. I'm not joking. AK-15 and I aren't compatible at all. Our differences are so great it put our mission in jeopardy. So I decided to ditch her. EN-94 gazes at AK-12, dumbfounded. She's been immensely tormented because AK-15 greatness. Yet here stands AK-12, casually telling her that she's ditched AK-15. What she doesn't understand is, what does this have to do with me? Sitting on the bench with her chin resting in her hand, AK-12 studies EN-94 with great interest. Her usually closed eyes are now open. The faint glow characteristic of the wolf eye sends a jolt down EN-94's spine, making her flinch a little. You just said you have no purpose, yeah? Well, here's your chance, 94. I need a partner. She holds out a hand to EN-94. I need you. The Wolfpack project is an elite T-Doll research and development machine, initiated by the Bureau of State Security of the Neo-Soviet Union and led by the renowned military tech specialist, Samantha Shaw. Only 2 ultra-high-spec elite T-Dolls were planned for the project, their designations being AK-15 and AK-12. This T-Doll team was to be deployed on a variety of high-risk and critical missions under the command of Anna Viktorovna Tolstoy. That was the original plan. In an underground passage inside a submarine base, the dull clanking above ground can be heard faintly even from so far below ground level. EN-94 follows silently behind her teammates and commander and carefully cleans up their tracks. You do know we can't handle that sinner with just the two of us, right? Of course I do. I can attest to the aesthetics. I can attest to the aesthetics of Shaw's creation, but they are definitely the most effective in the Neo-Soviet Union. But it's just a matter of time for Diego to make his way down here. Luckily for us, our backup could join us before he can get here. We'll still have time to discuss strategies. Let me put it more plainly, Ange. Do you know what we need in order to take down the sinner? A team that can pin it down in direct combat and 3 or more highly skilled blasters. The key should be the one leading the assault. I could do that, but what can you do about the very specific things that we don't have? Even 2 more Tidal squads will be useless against that kind of monstrous mech. I can pin it down. No, it's too dangerous for you, Knife. That's not something that adults can handle alone. Right. If 94 can't do it, what about AK-15? Who? EN-94 hands twitch as she looks up in shock. Your former partner, the AK-15. AK-15 is here? Yep, together with RPK-16. So there's your blaster. Ange turns around and looks at her 2 subordinates. With them in the equation, what are our chances of winning? They jump from 0% to 1%. Rejoice, Ange. So it went from utterly impossible to worth a try, eh? I envy your optimism. But it's true. So long as that gorilla stays on her feet, we'll stand a chance of bringing down the sinner. But is AK-15 back on the front lines already? Thanks to AK-12, I don't know how much about what she's been up to the last 2 years. But I heard that she gets along as well with RPK, unlike with a certain someone. They'll be here in a minute, so get ready. Right. AK-15 missing 1 to scheme on ammo, so she'll need some spares. I'll see if I can find any in the ammo dumps we placed by earlier. With a shake of her hand, AN-94 turns and leave hastily. I'll go and scout out the terrain. Start coming up with a battle plan. Alright, you're the boss. Inside the ammunition depot, AN-94 gathers all the 7.61mm cartridges she managed to find. There are still some explosives here. They could come useful later. AK-15 is coming. AN-94 stops what she's doing and stands rooted up to the spot. The thought pulses inside her head in necessity. That's great. It is certainly a huge relief. Powerful support is coming their way in this hour of desperation and despair, bringing them a sliver of hope. As Aang has said, AK-15 arrivals makes their plan worth a try. But AK-15 was AK-12's original partner. They went their separate ways because of irreconcilable difference. That was a long time ago. AK-15 is willing to put aside her disagreement with AK-12 then. With AK-12, does 12 need a stronger partner than 0? But she cannot do AK-15 can. In the end, she's still just a substitute. Turns out the one who claimed they need AN-94 is still going to. AN-94. 12? What are you doing here? If we're to bring down the sinner, ammo alone won't do it. We'll need a large amount of explosives, so I come to take a look. You already gathered them? I really shouldn't be surprised. You're always so thoughtful and attentive. Yes, I thought we might have use for them. AK-12 takes in AN-94 up on your knees and walks up to her with a smile. I never considered a substitute for anyone. It's my problem that I don't gel with It's my problem that I don't gel with the gorilla. But you're a fantastic partner. How do you... How long have we been partners now? It has almost been 2 years since Shaw disappeared. Shaw disappeared? Oh, interesting. AK-12 pats EN-94 on the back warmly. You don't have to keep thinking about how to beat her. It's stupid to compare muscles with a gorilla like that. You are you. You are EN-94. You have your own strengths. You must be yourself and not another doll, AK-15. Strange. Do I have any? AK-15 will have thought to gather explosive even she spent a whole day in here. My partner will only be you, EN-94. You are you. AK-12 says cheerfully as she makes for the door. They're almost here, so Ainge asked me to go collect them. Get everything ready and go back. Partner? Oh. Got it. So that's why EN-94 is so submissive towards AK-12, because AK-12 basically gave her hope. That's so good. AK-12 plan is absolutely insane. Even AK-15 exceptional strange on their side, the chances of success are still extremely minimal. In other words, the challenge they're facing this time is incredibly difficult. What's on your mind, 94? Huh? Oh, nothing. I'm just familiarizing myself with the plan. Yeah, AK-15 AK-12 is asking for the impossible, isn't she? Even if we pull it off, we'll most probably still be wiped out. That will already be quite ideal. I'm worried that we won't even succeed. Right now, we're about to face an enemy even more powerful than AK-15. EN-94 looks at AK-12, who is standing with her back towards her, and clenches her fist. I've been snarking AK-12 the whole time, but I got to admit that this is the only feasible solution. Besides, the deciding factor of all success or failure isn't actually AK-15. What? 15's job is just to pin the sinner down. It doesn't matter if she can last 5 seconds or 10, the results will still be the same. The key to taking out the sinner for good is you. Me? In AK-12 eyes, you're better than AK-15, more outstanding than AK-15 even. Before the moment of truth, you must protect AK-12, or Chief Assaulter. Whether she can deliver the killing blow depends entirely on how much strength you can help her preserve. She trusts you a great deal, 94. 12. Oh, by the way, before we set off, let me look upon your face one last time. Now I'm brimming with motivation. Let's do our best together. The target is within visual range. Understood. Ready for the assault. Looking at AK-12's back, EN-94 exhales slowly and walks up to her side. Her PK-16 was right. She shouldn't get hung up on how to be AK-15. For both AK-15 and AK-12, she should focus on being EN-94. There are things that AK-15 can do, just as there are things that EN-94 can do. She isn't anyone else. She is EN-94. EN-94 comes out of her meditation and raises her head. That's not enough. What's not enough? 15. What's that you're holding? An explosive rivet, a part of a Stacy anti-armor weapon. The launcher is a write-off, leaving only the ammo, but it can still be useful. What were you talking about? That's not enough. Did I say that out loud? Yes. A94 closes her eyes. In the darkness behind her eyelids, she can almost see the Oz firing back again. AK-12 has dragged her out of the abyss and given her salvation. She told her, "You are needed." AK-12 is undoubtedly a light that has shone upon her, and now it is her turn to repay her. As AK-12 has been telling her all along, she is EN94. It's not enough that I just walk out from your shadow, AK-15. The challenge we're facing right now is even more trying than what we thought, that what we went through in the submarine base. If we are to overcome it, we must each do our part the best of our abilities. I will no longer ask myself what will AK-15 or AK-12 do. Instead, I'll ask, what can EN94 do at a time like this? The commander is summoning us. Let's go. EN94 slowly rises and picks up her weapon. She turns and looks through the door. This time, she will be standing at the forefront, in the lead. That was pretty nice. That was pretty cool. It's pretty inspiring. I didn't thought she had such a kind of like sad story, but man, that's a nice little story. Also, what the fuck? It took me an hour to read that. Is it because it's too long, or I just read too slow? Anyway, let's read AK-15 story now, where she is. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's weird. It got disconnected for a moment. Anyway, so if Shaw disappeared, then that means she didn't make the mod of AK-15 and EN94. So I wonder, who made that mod? Did Persica made it? In fact, the commander got the nether clouds of 15 and 94 at the end of mirror stage. So who made the mod? IOP? It's interesting. That is interesting. Anyway, AK-15 story now. Let's go. What are tactical dolls? Tactical dolls are essentially a kind of autonomous dolls whose development began in 2032. These androids physically resemble human beings and are equipped with extremely advanced tactical intelligence. A doll, giving high compatibility to pin technology and dummy network, are known as T-dolls. These so-called tactical dolls are much more than mere weapons. In fact, from my research, I learned that the neural cloud of T-dolls have infinite potential. Its processing capacity exceeds any scientific or computer. To leave out the restriction and let them grow freely, this is my primary concept for the tier gene T-doll. Prosperous. T-dolls are defined by their value as weapons. Horsepower, resilience, versatility, specialized assault capability. Performance is paramount. Developing neural clouds in such an aimless and haphazard manner will not reap any tangible reward. You are just trying to indulge your own poetic sensibility. What are you planning to create? Divinities? Who do you think you are, Persica? A base layer that is completely pure and empty. A clean slate with no restrictions. What will a doll with such a base layer grow into? This isn't playing God. It's simply exploring my curiosity about my own creation as a scientist. Your curiosity will bring nothing but danger. Even if you must, this shouldn't be the way. Even you yourself don't enjoy real freedom. To fantasize about granting freedom to robots is not only ridiculous, it is downright laughable. As my dolls resemble humans more and more, they stop being mere weapons or robots. They are something more precious, something neither you, I, nor anyone else can constrain. For you are a weapon specialist. You are first and foremost a scientist. And as a scientist, Shaw, you cannot reject the future. Future? Let me tell you what the future is. Your idea is fundamentally flawed. The way to make dolls more human isn't to give them freedom, but to give them the right to defiance. Absolute freedom is not human at all. Only in constraint can real freedom emerge. Your delusion might become reality, but such a future will not be decided by humans, because humans who are not free can never create free souls. I am I when I am I. What? I am I when I am I. I am I when I am I. Only in defiance will one find the truth. A pair of crimson eyes flash sharply in the dark. A torrent of incoming data are being sorted and categorized rapidly. She is no longer in the old mansion. This is another new beginning. She is a wolf. A wolf's eyes are made for hunting. How do you feel, like AK-15? Very good. Her eyes shift on her college and quickly take in her new body. Evidently, she has received an upgrade. How are your eyes? The mechanical eyes scan the entire room steadily. Everything appears as usual to her vision. Everything is tinged with red. I'm curious. What is the world like in your eyes, 15? Tell me about it. I'll listen to you all day. Same as usual. She replies softly. Bureau of State Security, Moscow, Neo-Soviet Union. AK-15. She slowly opened her eyes. The darkness gradually fades away as countless data and information rush into her narrow cloud once more. Dr. Shaw. A person appears in the field of vision. AK-15 offers no reaction other than a calm and civil greeting. Morning, AK-15. You don't have to worry about your mission today. I have things to discuss with you. About my partner? Yep. AK-15 falls silence. She closes her eyes. In the darkness, she finds her calm again. I don't understand, Dr. Shah. Do I really need a partner? Shah, who has been walking ahead, pauses mid-stride. She turns around and looks at AK-15 while tapping her fingers against her tablet. What do you mean by that? I am fully capable of completing my mission on my own. You are indeed very powerful, AK-15. You are my best work. However, that doesn't give you the right to question me. Do you understand? My apologies. It was not my intention to question your decision. There is a moment of silence, which AK-15 surprisingly breaks again. Is AK-12 also equipped with the Wolf Eye? Why not? The Wolf Eye system is one of my most successful inventions. Shah must be in a pretty good mood to humor AK-15 and answer all her questions. So there's another doll who sees the world the same way as she does. However, hers is slightly different from yours. Different. Knock knock. AK-12, come and meet your part. Apart from the two individuals who have just entered the room, not another soul can be found in the silent lab. Where is she, Nadia? The surveillance camera inside the lab has been hacked. Reconnecting. AK-12 is currently... Oh, looking for me? Plop. With a nonchalant question, the slender Tito emerged from behind without warning. Her hand brushes past AK-15 lightly. Two grenades with bull pins are now hanging on AK-15 waist. Before Shaw can even tell what just happened, AK-15 mighty kick has sent the doll flying. Oof! Wait, oh, I didn't read that. The doll crashes heavily into the entrance of the lab. The metal sliding door buckles from the impact before rupturing completely. Get down! What? The unexpected development leaves Shaw completely stunned. AK-15 dives at her and pins her to the ground before she can react. AK-15 then quickly throws the two grenades through the gap between the broken door and shields Shaw with her own body. And shields Shaw with her own body. However, even after a long silence, the anticipated explosion never comes. No explosives detected. AK-15, those were replicas. Ow, ow. Shit, I didn't expect you to just keep me right in the gut. What? Get off me! Shra shrugs off AK-15 protection and scrambles to his feet a bit clumsily. There is a smile on her face, but she certainly doesn't look the slightest bit amused. A vein is visibly throwing on her forehead as she walks up to the doll, still groaning in pain. She bends down and grabs the doll roughly by the face. Do you want me to throw you into the furnace, AK-12? She asks with a threatening smile. Even AK-15 backs away instinctively. Oh, haha, did I make you mad, Shaw? Sorry. With puckered lip, AK-12 puts up her arms and surrender. Don't do that again. Unlike you two, I can't take much rough housing. The moment AK-12 apologizes, the menacing air vanishes from Shaw. She lets go of AK-12 and dusts herself off. Haha, sorry about that, but this is my first meeting with my partner. Don't you think it becomes underwhelming to just say hello? But thanks to this, I now know for sure that you're strong as heck, AK-15. You almost broke my spine. What's wrong with your eyes? Huh? AK-15 stares at AK-12 closed eyes and others in uncharacteristically surprised. Why are they closed? What a good question. Nada, why are you called Nadia? It is a diminutive of Nadeshda. I'm serious, AK-12. Why are you keeping your eyes closed? I keep them closed because there's no need to... I'm keeping them closed because there's no reason to open them at the moment. Why does it matter? Leave this nonsense till later. You interrupted all my plans. Now get up. Okay. Listen up, I'm only going to stay this once. Starting from today, you two will be partners going on joint missions. AK-15, you are to obey AK-12 commands, while Anna is absent. AK-12, the leader of the team. You understand? Based on her behavior, I am skeptical of her ability to take charge. We'll get back to that little stunt she pulled later. Right now, I have a mission for you two. I know you barely meet, but you need to set up straight away. Isn't it the perfect chance to test my performance and our chemistry? I'll send you the mission brief in a minute. Any questions, AK-15? Well, pleased to meet you, AK-15. AK-15 eyes AK-12 wordlessly with a frown. Mission file 11240601 0523 some date in 26. Kemerovo, Western Magadan Oblast. Incident 0. On board the aircraft. AK-15 is sitting quietly in her seat and fixing AK-12 with a slightly frigid stare. AK-12 eyes are still tightly closed. AK-15 can't tell if she's sleeping or if she's also studying herself. Do my eyes bother you that much? Judging by her question, it's clearly the latter. No. Were you also like this back when you were working with human soldiers? What do you mean? Were you also this cold? Sorry, I've never been on a mission before. I'm not quite sure how to pass the time. This will usually be the time when they explain the mission. I see. Haha. Don't take this personally. It's not that I don't want to explain. It simply isn't time yet. The sight of AK-12 preview screen only makes AK-15 even more irritable. Sha only gave me a mission overview. I notified the state check agents at their destination. They will brief you on the current situation in detail. Then I'll put together a specific operation plan. Patience, 15. We will complete the mission. But before that, why don't you learn how to smile? As if to stroke AK-15 temper. Deliberately, AK-12 grins widen. You don't see the point. Smiling isn't conducive to our mission. Au contraire, 15. Why do you think we are designed to look like humans? It will negatively affect our mission if we can work well with you. Some things can be done with just Tito. I doubt that. I've always worked solo because no one else could keep up with my pace. The results spoke for themselves. It was the most effective way of handling missions. Do you actually believe you completed those missions all by yourself, AK-15? You think everyone else is utterly useless? If you genuinely believe that, you are one presumptuous prick. I followed my instructions and completed my mission. Interaction with humans was unnecessary. You're just a single chess piece in a game. Without any strategic foundation, you can't do anything. My specs and performance outmatch most tactics and strategies. I can complete my mission even without detailed plans. That's exactly something a gorilla would say. How strange. Why are you like this? I could ask you the same question. Your eyes can give you all the information you need, so why aren't you using them? The world looks extremely dull when cast in crimson light. The way Shaw and other humans see it is much more interesting. I can see it that way too with my eyes closed. What's wrong with enjoying a change of scenery when out on a rare outing? AK-15 clenches her face as she glares at AK-12 eyes in silence. Even though AK-12 didn't give a straight answer when she was first questioned about her eyes, AK-15 already has an inkling about her strange habit. But now that she actually admits to the real reason, AK-15 is still baffled. I don't understand. As a weapon on legs, what justification do you have for laying down your guard? Why aren't you always prepared for a fight? Who knows, perhaps I'd rather spend my energy on more intellectual pursuits. I don't see a problem with this. I'd rather enjoy the process of taking in the world slowly. AK-12's flippant and offhanded reply shows that she clearly doesn't care. Why is my successor defective? These scathing words come out of AK-15's mouth in a sudden burst of frustration. I don't know either. Why don't you go ask Shaw herself? I'm afraid that's all the little chit-chat we can do. We're almost there. Just so you know, our Future Commander, a certain Miss Angelia, will be observing on mission remotely. If we don't do our job properly, our future boss will look down on us. Understood. AK-15 closes her eyes. In the tranquil darkness, the howling wind and counter-chaos propellers bring her solace. She must complete her mission. It is her duty as the most powerful weapon, one that she takes seriously. She won't let anyone slow her down. Not ever. Not even her so-called partner. Oh, so she does understand, like, I mean, when she closes, even though, I mean, it's like for AK-15, it's logically to always be on the ready to fight. So she keeps her eyes open, but even when she closes them, she understands, she knows that there's peace, there's tranquility, she's calm. But still she's like, I don't need that. She hasn't understand yet. That's interesting. An interesting development. Mod 2. Also, holy shit, these mod stories are very long. I thought your body was plenty strong. I never thought it could become even stronger. EN94 watches silently as AK-15 body undergoes further testing and adjustment. She tilts her head to read the parameter table and can't help but murmur out loud. AK-15 also turns to study the display parameters. The display parameters. Dr. Shaw's design was flawless. Would she keep another design with even higher efficacy when I was rolled out? That design couldn't be realized back then due to material limitations, but that's no longer a problem. Compared to your own body, the density in your synthetic muscles is now higher, and yet your total weight has been reduced. You now pack an even harder punch. This is without a doubt forged for battle, a warrior's body in its purest form. EN94 chuckles in amusement as she recalls how she once recklessly issued a challenge to the owner of this body. Just having overwhelming force is not enough. Oh, that's interesting. Also, I mean, this just having overwhelming force is not enough. That's like, I mean, this is an obvious. This is obvious. This is a clear sign that she has grown. She's no longer just muscle. What you lack is just the bigger picture. You're perfectly capable of making sound judgments, 15. She stares at the wall and slowly closes her eyes. This isn't the first time AK-15 has been on a mission. In fact, she is currently the only Tidal with experience in actual combat in the Wolfpack. In her previous mission, she only had a simpler routine to follow. Receive the mission brief, get on the truck, and kill whoever needs killing. She wouldn't exchange more than 3 words with anyone through the entire process. Which explains why she simply doesn't understand why she's been standing like a statue in a corner of the temporary command post, with absolutely nothing to do. I need more details to formulate a comprehensive battle plan, so please don't waste your precious time, alright? Right. The intelligence officer in charge of this scene nods and turns to face the map paint on the wall. At the moment, we gain control of 50% of the affected area, but the syndicate members have hunkered down inside the central structure. They're using the terrain to their advantage and driving us into a stalemate. We try to negotiate, but we cannot meet the demands. Why can't we just blow up the building? They have hostages. I see. So that's the big idea, huh? With arms crossed in front of her chest and a grin on her face, AK-12 studies the map with great interest. The hostages compromise some civilians who couldn't evacuate in time, as well as an important figure. Important figure? He's the son of a certain political leader. Due to his father's influences, we like to resolve the situation without any harm coming to him. What's a VIP doing in this kind of place? It's part of his father's political campaign. Humans. AK-12 lets off a derisive chuckle. She sits down on a chair and starts drumming her fingers on the table. We heard a great deal about the white masked valor in battle. We're also bringing you in this time, Snowball. With the two of you, nothing can go amiss on this mission. AK-15 looks up as she hears her code name being mentioned. I have a plan. However, AK-12 pays no mind to the praise being heaped onto them. She snaps her fingers and draws everyone's attention back to herself. To ensure the host of safety, we need to subdue their captors at close range. If this building is too exposed, it's virtually impossible to slip inside undetected. So I'm proposing a feint. Your forces are to launch a feint attack and distract them. I conceal myself in your midst and infiltrate the building when I get the chance. A feint, you say? That's rather risky when they have hostages at their mercy. This is the only way to get them out of there. Don't worry, since that kid is so important, I wouldn't kill him so easily if I were them. I'm guessing they probably start with the civilians. These are the steps they'll take. Make threats, kill the civilians one by one, and negotiate. They only resort to bringing out the key hostages when they are truly desperate. You're planning to rescue him at the cost of civilian lives. I suppose that is very efficient. Of course not. I intend to resolve the matter while they're still on their first step. Causing unnecessary bloodshed is an affront to my sense of aesthetics. Then how shall we proceed? I need 4 small forces to attack the building from 4 different directions. If this is to be a feint, they won't have to actually storm the building. In fact, they should take care not to alarm the captors too much. I'll be working together with Team A. Once I give the signal, they'll blow up the front door with a grenade and I'll sneak inside. By our estimate, you'll have 15 minutes max. That'll be enough. Wait. AK-15 interrupts with a frown. Even she can tell something is amiss with AK-12's plan. You sneak inside. Then what about me? I'm too strong to feint an attack. You're right. Just why you'll be staying here, 15. We won't be needing you this time. In other words, you don't need to participate in this mission, 15. Just sit tight and wait for my good news. AK-15 stares at AK-12 in shock. Only then does the truth dash on her. I'm not part of your plan. You're not because there's no place for you in it. If I put you into the decoy team, the feint will turn into a genuine assault. It isn't practical to have you infiltrate the building either. First of all, you'll seek out. Besides, the way you fight causes too much of a ruckus. I object to this plan. Objection denied. Don't forget it, I'm the one in command here. Trust me, 15. It won't even take 15 minutes. I'll get them out in only 10. AK-15 looks at AK-12 and clenches fist. The silent hangs heavily in the air. She can't say anything to rebuke AK-12. Not that she isn't able to, but rather she isn't allowed to. Sharper than model put AK-12 in charge. AK-15 is a weapon, and a weapon must obey the one who wields it. You are in command. I obey. Dude, I thought you'd give me a hard time. In that case, that's the plan. Let's get moving, people. Seeing that there isn't any objection, AK-12 waved her hands. Understood. I shall organize the forces to launch a feint attack immediately. Once AK-12 has given the word, the command post starts busting the activity right away. Everyone quickly heads to their respective posts and does their part to facilitate AK-12. Meanwhile, AK-15 stays where she is, still leaning against the wall, just watching everyone else get to work with clenched fists. She does not like that. 10 minutes has passed. Static feint forces have retreated smoothly after the initial attack, and AK-12 entered the building according to plan. Not surprising, the feat triggered those terrorists. They're getting ready to start executing the civilians. AK-15 studies the control monitor closely. It has already been 5 minutes since AK-12 went dark. None of them knows how things are going on their end, but the sharp blade hanging above the hostage heads is very visible. At this rate, there's no guarantee that the hostage will survive. These terrorists aren't fools. They'll soon realize the truth behind the thing. AK-12 specs don't give her an overwhelming advantage. If she's exposed, she'll have a very difficult time just making it out alive, let alone get the hostage safe. Still no news from AK-12? And the PIC, who initially had a great deal of faith in AK-12, is now feeling anxious. However, AK-12 still hasn't got in touch, and the negotiators have been unsuccessful in pacifying the terrorists. The execution of hostages appears to be imminent. Launch another feint. Staring at the eerily silent building on the monitor, AK-15 proposes a course of action quietly. What did you say? The intelligence officer looks at her in surprise. I suggest another feint. But AK-12 said to give her 15 minutes. The hostage don't have 15 minutes. Launch another feint so that I can get in front of the roof. I can subdue them. How much time do you need? 3 minutes? Just one. But your leader told you to stand by. You're the person in charge. Your authority is higher than AK-12. On one hand is AK-12, whom they still haven't heard from. On the other are the hostages, whose very life are on the line. After a brief moment of hesitation, the PIC looks up. This is outrageous. Aren't you supposed to be partners? Still, you're the only ones I can count on now. AK-15 blinks in silence and in silent acknowledgement. After a pause, she turns and picks up her weapons from the table. You have 1 minute. If you can really subdue them, we'll deal with these hostages. Leave it to me. AK-12. No matter what you think, I can't submit to your command. How can I bring myself to trust you? Another 2 minutes have passed and still no sign of AK-12 boys and AK-15 airplanes. You don't have much time, AK-15. This is our last gamble. To be honest, civilian casualties aren't that big of a deal as long as they're within permissible limits. However, you must help us rescue the VIP. Understood. Things are now developing in a way that AK-15 is comfortable with. She takes off her earpiece and leans out of the helicopter. The rooftop of the building is right beneath her. Her wolf eye contracts slightly as she zeroes in on the armed guard of the rooftop. If the helicopter descends any further, it will run the risk of being shot down. Fortunately, that isn't necessary. What? What just happened? A stage tech is coming in! Some monster just landed from above! All the men upstairs have been killed. She seems to know our location. She's coming straight for us. Damn it, these assholes! Kill the kid! I'm afraid I can't allow that. I was this close. Why is she such a meddler? A doll! Stop her! Oh. The moment AK-15 comes crashing through the wall, her attention is immediately seized by AK-12. AK-12? Capture him! Alive! AK-15 is a bit taken aback by AK-12's appearance, but she shows no hesitation whatsoever. A bullet flies out from AK-15 gun and penetrates the terrorist's skull in an instant. It pierces through his central cortex. The shot kills the man instantly, giving him no chance to act. However, didn't I tell you to capture him alive? For Christ's sake! Without a second thought, AK-12 throws herself over the hostages. AK-15 looks down. Something is combusting right beneath her feet. It's an explosive device activated by a terrorist's cardiac arrest. That's why she was taking her time. Oof. Oh man, that's That's a rough first mission. I mean, AK-15 pretty much fuck it up. I mean, she was just too efficient. I mean, and she didn't listen to it. She didn't listen. She was just a weapon. The weapon has also been calibrated. AK-15 slowly gets down from the testing platform. She raises her hand and stares at the palm. Then she cools her fingers into a fist and throws a few jabs. AK-15. She picks up her gun from the table. The scratches aren't too obvious, but they're definitely still there on the surface of the metal. If you wish to imprint with a heavier weapon, we can try to put in a request. We're partners, 15. We're partners, 15. You can share your thoughts with us. No need. AK-15 inserts a magazine into AK-15 assault rifle and rocks the bolt with a practiced ease, producing a nice and crisp sound. This is my partner. Oh. That's pretty cool. It's like when you compare AK-15 on these flashbacks and the AK-15 now, there's obviously a growth. Like she has improved. That's cute. I mean, she's still like a killing machine, but she's now have a bit more emotions, you could say. Repair shop, stage 6. The two Titles caught in the explosion has been given a clean bill of health. But the moment they're discharged from the repair workshop, they get into a fierce argument. Why did you disobey me, AK-15? Do you have any idea how bad the consequences were because of your unauthorized action? Not only was our target severely injured from burns and smoke inhalation, even the other hostages were caught in the explosion. I don't understand your plan. It was inefficient, and it really increased the likelihood of failure. You made an error of judgment as the commander, AK-12. Oh, ye of little faith, AK-15. I didn't expect you to comprehend my plan. But I think I can now safely assume that you never intended to submit to my authority to begin with. AK-12 eyes are now wide open, and AK-15 meets her gaze. As the wolves try to stare each other down, AK-15 finally starts feeling a faint sense of connection with AK-12. Obeying your command and submitting to your authority will lower my efficiency in carrying out my mission. AK-12, you're a hindrance to me. In the face of AK-15 insult, AK-12 remains impassive. After a pause, she takes 2 steps closer to AK-15. What are you doing? You're very confident in your own performance, yeah? Perhaps you think EN-94 and I. No, you believe that nobody can keep up with you. Is that why you don't need a partner? Why you will disobey an order when it doesn't suit you? I obey my orders. I always choose the most effective method to complete a mission. Don't make me laugh, AK-15. You know what? Maybe you should get a job at the zoo. It'll suit you better. AK-12 suddenly closes her eyes and laughs mockingly. She then pulses her lips and pauses for a while. In that case, let's have a duel, AK-15. What? AK-15 stares wide in. AK-15 eyes widen in disbelief. You're awfully confident in yourself, but let me tell you, you give yourself too much credit. You're not as good as you think. I can't beat you, simple as that. You heard that right. Just the two of us, 1-to-1, no guns. Something wrong with your Nero Cloud AK-12? Or are you just trying to piss me off? Is that what you want? It's not working. You scared? On the training ground. It isn't too late to back out, AK-12. You're always so hard on EN94. Is it because you're also thinking of her as a hindrance? She thinks you hate her. If you actually acknowledge her as a decent fighter, why don't you show some encouragement? I don't do pointless things. AK-12 chuckles at AK-15 reply. Then she positions herself in the corner of the room. Need some warm-up? No. Neat. Smack. AK-12 and AK-15 are both top-tier units under the Wolfpack project. In other words, even if AK-12 specs aren't on par with AK-15, she is no weakling at all. Before AK-15 can even finish her sentence, AK-12 is already charging in like a silver thunderbolt. Her knife hand strike slicing through the air and going straight for AK-15's face. This surprise attack is no more than an inefficient way prop to attack. Inefficient prop to AK-15. She can also tell from this one simple strike that what AK-12 intentions are. I see. She's after my eyes. After putting some distance between them, AK-15 brings her fist up to guard her face. Her gaze grows even colder as she watches AK-12. She has now entered combat mode, and AK-12 is an enemy. Such intricate parts are wasted on you when all you rely on is brute force. Even though her fist strikes have failed and betrayed her strategy, AK-12 looks completely unfazed. She holds up her hands in weariness, not bothering to hide her intentions of exploring any weakness in AK-15. Now that AK-15 knows what to defend against, AK-12 won't be able to break through her defenses with her strength and speed. She has already lost these two. While AK-15 focuses on guarding her face, AK-12 switches to attacking her torso and lower abdomen. AK-15's right arm shoots up like a whip and makes to grab hold of AK-12. Knowing that the duel will be over the moment she gets caught, AK-12 bends down at an extreme angle to evade AK-15's grasp. Then without pause, she delivers an uppercut from her contorted position, bypassing AK-15's other defending arm and going for her again. AK-12 attack is foiled yet again. Taking advantage of her stature, AK-15 tries to close the distance and take a hold of her body. Don't even think about that. AK-12 immediately rights herself and backs away before AK-15 can reach her. Not giving AK-12 any time to recover, AK-15 presses on with another attack. The T-Doll have already exchanged several blows over the course of just a few breaths. Having become familiarized with AK-12 move, AK-15 grows more aggressive and lands several punches on AK-12's face. AK-12 toots in displeasure and wipes away bionic blood dripping out of her nose. Is this how AK-12 is going to beat her? How naive. Why? Why her successor so inept? Her arms collide in mid-air, producing clanks louder and sharper than any metallic blades. AK-12 has no ace in the hole. The body is very sophisticated, but only about as sophisticated as the prototype unit EN94. AK-12 has no chance of defeating herself. So why? What on earth are you thinking, AK-12? AK-15 gradually dominates the rhythm of her bow, but even as the scales tip more and more clearly in 15's favor, 12 doesn't seem the last bit concerned. She seems to be absolutely that victory will be hers. 12 have been backed into a wall. There's nowhere else to go. Jill, 12. AK-12 doesn't reply and simply draws her combat knife. What good will that simple weapon do her? Futile struggles. Back. combat knife gleaming dangerously in hand. AK-12 widens her stance and goes straight for AK-15 flanks. Child's play. Her attacks are too predictable. AK-15 grabs hold of AK-12's wrist. Then her other hand wraps around her throat. Game over. Huh? It is not over yet. AK-15 leans forward as she grapples with AK-12. But her forward momentum is double as her balance keeps tilting. What? She's been hacked. The moment she gets hold of AK-12, her own center of gravity is used against her. Oh. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Oof. Oof. Oh boy. Look at this art. Look at those muscles. Look at those thighs. Look at that belly button. Holy shit. The two dolls crash heavily onto the floor. Without giving 15 the time to react, 12 retake the initiative. It was an act. Oh my god, that... She fucking destroyed her hand. Everything she's been doing was an act. It was never her intention to go for the eyes. From the very beginning, 12 have been biding her time before drawing this duel onto the ground when her guard is down. Her hand is still wrapped tightly around AK-12's throat. But AK-12 won't pass up this hard-earned opportunity. The dolls grapple in silence. This is a contest of pure strength. She's actually locked in a stalemate with AK-12. What about now, AK-15? Do you still you can win for sure? Fury blazes in AK-15 eyes, but it doesn't change the predicament she's currently in. AK-12 grabs her legs around her left arm. AK-12 grabs her legs around the left arm of AK-15. He's using to choke her. At the same time, she pins down AK-15's right arm with her right foot. With AK-15 immobilized, AK-12 presses the sharp combat knife against her neck. The glinting edge is dangerously close to AK-15 neck, where her narrow clout is connected to the motor control hub of her body. AK-12 have her completely cornered. Under these circumstances, she is without doubt at an overwhelming disadvantage. This shouldn't be. You never experienced this before, have you, 15? You think just because you are so strong, you're about learning this kind of technique that humans use to overcome strength with weakness. Even in this impossible position, AK-15 still tries to push the knife away from her with the hand that's been grabbing AK-12 wrist. The wrist on AK-12 knife-wielding hand give off a few sparks as the circuit threatens to short out. With the other arm now freed up, she braces her right hand. With her other arm now freed up, she braces her right arm hand against the left and leans her entire upper body into the knife. AK-12 is well aware of the difference in their specs, but she is nevertheless amazed that AK-15 still has the strength to repel her thrust, even under these circumstances. Like 15, she cannot be certain that she'll win. What? The pinning hole is threatening to come apart on the AK-15 brute force, in with both AK-12's legs wrapped around it. Her left arm can still muster the strength to throw AK-12 off. She can still win. Her superior specs make it possible to turn the tables even when she's at a disadvantage. She can do it. You don't know when to give up, do you? Ugh. AK-12 vocal module is crushed in the deadlock, but even now, she still grinning maniacally. Ah! Ah! The knife is slowly lifting off her neck. In this contest of strength, she still has the upper hand. She can win. She will win. Even if there's no momentum to ride. Even if gravity is working against her. Even if she has to overpower two arms with only one. She can still win. She is the most powerful Tito in the entire Neo-Soviet Union. You really are strong. AK-12 voice is grotesquely distorted as she speaks through her damaged vocal module, acknowledging AK-15's strength, while also pronouncing it weak. But it's over. AK-12 suddenly twists her whole body to the right with all her might. Using her own hips as the fulcrum, she flips AK-15 body over and pins her arm firmly behind her back. AK-15's strength buckles. As electronic body parts cracks and crackle more and more dangerously, AK-12 braces her knee against AK-15 armpit. She scrunches up her torso and throws all her weight into the thrust. Squelch. AK-15 eyes widen. The cool knife is buried in the back of her neck. The moment the connection between the neural cloud and the body is severed, the duel loses all motor control. She lost. It takes AK-12 all her remaining strength to peel AK-15 fingers off her throat. She collapses on the floor with her arms spread out. Her combat knife is sticking out of AK-15's spinal cord, rendering her paralyzed. AK-12's right wrist is dangling from her arm, connected only by a small bunch of wires. She now wholeheartedly agrees that her partner is an absolute force of nature. You're looking the worse for wear. AK-12 turns her head to look at Shaw, who's casually leaning against the door. Her face remains impassive. Unfortunately, I had to notify Dr. Shaw when things escalated. If you were watching, why didn't you stop us? Why are you talking like that? It's creeping me out. AK-12 have connected to the radio station, and by stringing together audio files of words and phrases she needs, she communicates with Shaw using this comical voice while keeping her face completely deaf. My vocal module is damaged. This is worse than I thought. Shaw lights a cigarette and peers at AK-15, who is lying immobile on the floor. Still, a winner is a winner, even if the victory came to a great cause. Why didn't I stop you? I was curious about the outcome and had my popcorn out. Huh? Problem? But you don't seem particularly happy. Did you want me to lose? Don't be ridiculous. You are both my masterpieces. Whichever one of you wins will only prove how brilliant my design is. A sparring contest like this every once in a while can be quite entertaining. AK-12 looks at Shaw and slowly closes her eyes. Her reaction and ambiguous half smile are a bit unnerving, even for Shaw. She finds it unsettling how her own creation seems to be seen right through her. I am curious though. I wouldn't be surprised if it had been anything else. Would AK-15 actually lost in hand-to-hand combat? I must admit you left me quite astonished. How did you beat her? Strategy. Psychology. AK-12 waved her hands impatiently. She seems to have finally grown tired of this method of communication. She gets to her feet. I tricked her with a ploy and took advantage of her overconfidence. She never considered the possibility of losing. She had absolute faith in her strength and invisibility, Yet she did not understand that strength wasn't everything. Even if I hadn't beaten her, she will experience defeat eventually. She does not understand human nature. She is still a doll. This is what AK-12 wishes to communicate to you. AK-12 watches while Shaw moves over their answer. She walks past Shaw and heads back to the repair workshop. Shaw stands rooted to the spot as she silently peers down AK-15, who is still lying on the floor. Artificial intelligence sure is frightening, Nadia. I cannot comment on that, Dr. Shaw, but I can assure you, you have our absolute loyalty. Oh, are you quacking in your boots, Nadinka? Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything. In fact, I'm looking forward to the day you defy me. Shaw slowly turns around and waves her hands in the air. Clean up AK-15 body and send her to the workshop. I have some thinking to do. Yes, my lady. That's interesting. So basically, yeah, I mean, so Shaw basically she was like, nah, I only need to make a weapon. But then she made AK-12 following Angelica indications, and AK-12 resulted to be even better than AK-15. So now Shaw is like, fuck, she got me. That's pretty cool. That's an interesting development. Mod 4. Okay, let's finish this story. Oh, hello, Panzer. I didn't see you. Sorry for not checking the chat. Man, these mod 3 stories are the mod 3 stories of the Wolfpack are so good. Are pretty good. Like, oh man, it's like the how you say the character development they got. It's pretty great. Especially how EN94 changed from when she was created and how she is now. It's like such a big change. It's amazing. With a single punch, AK-15 sends the reinforced punch back careening across the room, leaving iron sand all over the floor. EN94 gives a leader a display of power. She leans down to dust off some of the sand that has gotten onto her shoes. Then she straightened up again and hits over to check AK-15 arm. It's holding up nicely. Final parameters recorded. Your modification has been a great success, 15. AK-15 nods briefly as she gazes at the sand still leaking out of the punch bag. Then her eyes suddenly shift over to AN-94. AK-12 is an outstanding tactical though. Why are you suddenly bringing this up? Do you trust her? AK-15 ignores EN-94's question and asks a question of her own. EN-94 stares at her uncertainly. After a brief moment of silence, she finally gives her reply. Of course, she is my most trusty partner. Do you trust me, 15? So what's this all about? I'm a bit jealous of your pairing. You... what? What did you say? After the devastating failure of Incident Zero, the Wolfpack project comes under heavy scrutiny and criticism. Put under the leadership of Senior Agent Angelia, the two-doll team that comprises AK-12 and EN-94 remains active across multiple areas, completing a myriad of missions that would have been impossible for regular agents. Thus, not long after the scandal, the Wolfpack project once again gains acknowledgement and support, and is able to continue with the investors' backing. Crap! AK-15 delivers a ruthless and decisive kick, breaking AK-12 body clinging to two. She steadies herself. Her body is also covered in injuries. Her gun is out of ammo, and her knife bent and useless. She is quite literally spent. Simulation over. The winner is AK-15. Congratulations on yet another victory. AK-15 opens her eyes. The shattered remains of AK-12 and the Rocky Mountain terrain have both vanished without a trace, and she is once again back at stake. Ever since she suffered the defeat at AK-12 hands, she has been undergoing this kind of narrow simulation training. Not good enough. Pardon? AK-12 is more kind than this. Maybe you have just grown acclimatized to it to your continuous training. I am rather amazed that you keep at it without stopping for so long. Is this some sort of vengeful self-punishment? Apologize, I was out of line. Any notice from Dr. Shaw? Notice? What are they planning to do with me? I do not understand your question. What exactly are you talking? She fell. She lost to AK-12 in a one-to-one physical fight, which was meant to be her specialty. What is going to be my punishment? If you're referring to the aftermath of Incident Zero, you don't have to worry. AK-12 and AN-94 have since redeemed the project's reputation. They are currently still on active duty under Miss Angelia's command. Is Shaw not disappointed in me? Dr. Shaw is still following up on the Wolfpack project. This is a very busy time for her. She asks for your understanding. She isn't neglecting you on purpose. Just a title. All I need is orders to obey. I'm only interested in how she intends to use me from now on. We'll have to wait until Dr. Shaw is done with her current work. AK-15, you were never this restless before. What happened? I'm not restless. I'm just disappointed in myself. Disappointed? I failed to meet Dr. Shah's expectation as a weapon. I think you're a very successful Diddle, AK-15. I participated in the design and production process of all three of you. You are different from AN-94 and AK-12. Shaw spent the most effort on you. She expects a lot from you. I'm not as well-rounded and versatile as AK-12. So as a weapon, I should not lose. I cannot afford to lose. You're hampered by your reputation as the most powerful Diddle, AK-15. I'm just stating a fact. I have to be the most powerful Diddle, as I always been. But 15? I'm still not strong enough, Nadia. After taking a deep breath, AK-15 gets up from her seat and starts inputting data for a new simulation. I won't let Dr. Shaw down again. You won, AK-15. Just before she is about to restart the simulation, her hand suddenly passes as a question occurs to her. What is Dr. Shaw so busy with? The Wolfpack project is over. I cannot divulge any information pertaining to this matter at the moment. But the Wolfpack, no, Task Force D5 will consist of the most exceptional titles. That I can promise you. The 5. Trust me, 15. You'll be surprised. AK-15 grunts in confusion at the unfamiliar name, but her curiosity remains unsatisfied. There is still time. She still has a chance. In the lab. Can you move it? Angelica flings herself off a surgical bench and flexes her brand new artificial arm made of aloe. Not bad. I can fully prepare to lose another arm. Also, while I don't really care about cosmetics, can you at least make it look Less clunky. I must laugh. This is our style. RPK was very surprising to be sure. Yeah, she really surprised his team. She surprised all of us. Right? You could say she was even very surprising. That's a bad one. If you're not happy with it, go find someone else. Or better yet, don't lose your limb to begin with. You think I could help it? Showers her hand dismissively and plops herself down on her chair. Ange glances at her, then peers across the room at the workbench, which is currently unoccupied, but otherwise covered in all sorts of art. So what are you up to? I have a new idea. Oh? Something better than AK-12. No, maybe not better, but it's certainly worth a try. Aren't you always preaching to me that those shouldn't be just weapons? It'll be different this time, Anna. She'll be the manifestation of all my design concepts. She might even make my dream come true. I have a feeling I'm in trouble, but just out of curiosity, what is your dream? To defy. A sudden knock on the door interrupts Shaw. The two women look towards the door at the same time. AK-15 enters the lab silently. Looks like your next client is here. I'll be up then. Gotta go and quit my job first. Show yourself out. After seeing off Ange, who rushes past AK-15 on her way out, Shaw's gaze finally rests on the door. Yes? I need a partner. AK-15 looks steadily at Shaw, her crimson eyes flashing sharply. A partner? That's rich coming from someone who just backed out of a partnership. What brought this on? Incident 0. Huh? Incident 0 would not have been such a catastrophic failure if I had a commander who could put my abilities to effective use. You want a partner who can sort out everything and make all the decisions for you so that you can focus on fighting and don't have to worry about anything else? Don't you think you're being unrealistic? No. Huh, interesting. What makes you so sure? AK-15 answers matter-of-factly as she takes a step back slowly and directs her gaze at the corner of the room. Because you have already created her. Oh. A silver-haired doll strolls out with a mischievous smile from a place that escaped even Angelia's notice. You really are the most powerful title in the entire new Soviet Union. There's just no hiding from you, is there? What a pity. The surprise is ruined. Oh, that's kind of creepy. I mean, even from before she was introduced, she was creepy, and she was like checking Angelica from the shadows. That's very sus. Also, how many times have they said most powerful doll in the entire series? No, Neo-Soviet Union. They have repeated that so many times. Like, holy shit. There are quite a lot of beings with clairvoyance in human mythologies. Does this make you one of them? Half a month ago, Naya told me you were still busy working on the Wolfpack. But AN-94 and AK-12 have already gone into service, so you shouldn't have much demanding work. That is, unless you spontaneously decide to start working on a new doll. Aren't you full of surprises today, strapping Sherlock? Strapping Sherlock. After making a joke at AK-15 expense, Shaw closes her eyes. Introductions are in order. RPK-16, so she already had the name Pandora. Pleasure to meet you, AK-15. I am RPK-16, Unit 4 of the Wolfpack project, codename Silver Fox. I'll be your partner. Unit 4 of the Wolfpack. Indeed, EN-94 is obviously Unit 1. That makes you Unit 2, AK-12 Unit 3, and I, the youngest of the sisters, I'm in Unit 4. You... Yes? Go on, speak your mind. I want to know what you think. Your physical specs are inferior to AK-12. You're not equipped with the Wolf Eye system either. Your performance doesn't even reach our average benchmark. AK-15 is merely listing out the facts with no intention to mock or insult. Although she has deduced RPK-16 existence, it still comes as quite a shock when she finally meets her in person. You are Dr. Shaw's latest work? Yes, I am her aspiration, a treatise on dolls. RPK-16 meets AK-15 gaze cheerfully and answers with confident certainty. My creation will mark the peak of her career, and I will be the ultimate weapon for proving Persica's mistake. Does it make you feel better if I say that? Yep, there you go, AK-15. This is my newest design. 4 specs and a full of bull. She doesn't even hold a candle to AK-12. If you're not happy with his partner, I'll have to think of something else. In response to Shaw's sarcastic but loaded remark, AK-15 falls silent. What can you do? As you wish, I will play to your strength and make the most out of your ability. I will not hold you back or give you tasks that you're not suited to. Or put it this way, you won't have to worry about anything else because I'll solve all the problems. All you need to do is charge ahead and be unstoppable. Like you always do. Can you really do that? Oh. Who knows? Maybe it was all false advertisement. In a smile, RPK-16 sticks out a hand to AK-15, the way our partnership began. AK-15 scrutinized RPK-16 face motionless. In the end, she takes her hand and shakes it. Do you trust me, AK-15? You should not. Her gaze never wavers. She can't break Terrence's fingers, that is true. Also, she can make you feel like an absolute piece of shit. I remember the mental damage she caused to that scientist in Dual Randomness it's still pretty epic. Do you trust me, AK-15? I have always trusted you. You let me focus on being the most powerful Tito. I never had to worry about anything else. I always trusted you, AK. It's just like you said. I trusted you. 15. AK-15 cuts the tape and waits the explosive in her hand. Her clear eyes are utterly devoid of emotion. Last one. You already made a lot of them. Last spot. I'm saving it for RPK. Oof. I must deal with her myself. You mustn't let your personal feelings interfere with the mission. I understand how you feel, because I also feel the same way. I know, which is why this is the most effective solution. I must be the one to kill her. Because you're partners? Because in her eyes, I am the most powerful Tito. That's why she will never win against me. Never. Let's go. The commander is summoning us. Right. AK-15 stands up and pocks all the weapons she has prepared. She doesn't know who will be the first. But she vows to herself that RPK-16 will be the last. She swears. Oh man, what a story! quite a bit of emotional damage. Oh my god. Ah. Man, I really love how the character progression AK-15 and EN-94 had. Like EN-94 started from like being like kinda cocky to soon becoming kinda docile thanks to AK-12, and now she's like taking on a leadership. And AK-15 started from just being a weapon to not knowing what to do, to trusting RPK-16, and now realizing that she cannot just trust her. She cannot just trust everything into her. She needs to also think for her. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's great, man. Such a great story. Great job, Mika. Great job. I cannot wait to. I hope to see AK-12 neural story soon, because I feel like AK-12 will be even cooler. Get out there. Okay, it's been 2.5 hours, so I think that's long enough. I don't know if I should read any other mod stories. Maybe not today. Yeah, not today. I'll read the rest of the stories another day. But I need to read them because they're great stories, man. Like what the fuck. But anyway, thank you for watching. To the people that stick around, and whoever watches the VOD, thanks for watching it again as well. And yeah, have a good day. Have a good night. Bye bye.